Negro da James.
Hello there, boxing bros and broettes, for it is I, the great Negrodamus. I foresaw Teo Lopez defeating the great Vasily Lomachenko. In my psychic prediction, I called for a TKO stoppage, but being that I'm suffering from a head cold and dealing with tachyon interference, my psychic vision has been a bit blurred lately, so while the outcome wasn't exactly as I foresaw in my vision, it was damn close enough.
Now, what's up, boxing bros and broettes? It's a BroHammer here. Let's talk about the fight. Teo Lopez becomes the youngest 4-division undisputed champion in boxing by unseating, uncrowning, pound-for-pound kingpin Vasily Lomachenko in a great, excellent fight. What you saw was a high-speed chess match. It was boxing at the highest level. I was very surprised that Teo won by decision and that for the first 7 rounds, he outboxed Lomachenko. Worked behind his jab, kept stabbing him in the body, hooks to the body, straight rights to the body. He never allowed Lomachenko to really get off, kept him fighting on the back foot for that first 7 rounds. It was beautiful stuff, and he fought him like he was the bigger man. But he showed a lot of poise, and I know in my previous video when I predicted Lopez would win this fight, some people were saying that Lopez only knows how to fight one way. Well, he proved last night that his boxing IQ is a lot higher than people gave him credit for, going against a master boxer who a lot of people call the Matrix. I guess Teo is Neo because he cracked the code. As far as the score goes, through the first 6, I gave rounds 3 through 7 to Lopez. Lomachenko gave him the second round. I mean, my scorecard was pretty close to that of Andre Ward's. Obviously, Teo won the 12th round big. And to me, even the rounds that Loma won, I don't think he won them in the same dominant fashion as Lopez did. Now, I did give Lomachenko rounds 8 through 11. Some of those rounds were very close, though. I think the 11th round was Lomachenko's best round. He came out fighting like he knew that he was down on the scorecards. But if you notice, every time Lomachenko would score big, Teo would fire back. Even if he wasn't necessarily connecting, he would still fire back. So it showed, or it was showing that he wasn't mentally dissuaded from going toe-to-toe with Lomachenko. He wasn't a mental midget, because a lot of times what happens with Lomachenko frustrates guys so much that they become mental midgets in the ring, and by the 6th round they're pretty much done. They're defeated because he's so frustrated to deal with the angles that he hits at people at, and the defense getting in and slipping out. He's very hard to find, but Lopez had no problem finding him. I figured that he wouldn't, just because of his athleticism. I thought he was fast enough to catch Lomachenko, and he's young. His timing is really good. And if you notice, Lomachenko took a very long time to open up because he was getting countered. Every time he tried to do something, Lopez was catching him. And you notice he kept throwing that right uppercut. He missed it a lot, but it just put that thought in Lomachenko's mind: I cannot come in here and do what I usually do to my opponents, because this guy is just not going to take what I give him. He's going to fire back. He's not afraid. He's not intimidated. That's what it was. Lopez was not intimidated by Lomachenko. A lot of times a guy's reputation precedes them. By the time Lomachenko steps in the ring with his opponent, they're halfway beaten because of his reputation. But Lopez being so confident at a young age, there was never a point in that fight where you looked and you said, dang, he was outclassing him mentally. The ring generalship that Lopez displayed, veteran level ring generalship. And let's be honest, Lopez is only, he's 16-0. He only had 15 fights. This was his 15th pro fight. So it's not like he has a lot of experience. I will give Lomachenko a lot of credit, because we saw what he was made of. Now, we've seen it before. I think we saw it in the Linares fight. Once he got dropped by Linares, he came back and he put a whooping on that boy. In this fight, when he was down on the cards, he stepped up. In that 8th round, from 8th through 11th, he stepped to Lopez and he was fighting him. And he knew he had to do that. So he showed you a different little wrinkle in his game. He became very aggressive. And he basically was trying to sell out at times. But the size and the power and the speed of Teo Lopez, you could tell he was still being cautious even when he was slightly throwing caution to the wind, if that makes sense. And another thing I noticed is just like the power, it sounded different. I know some people understand what I'm saying. The shots that Lopez was landing, they had a different thud to them than Lomachenko's shots. I really think Lomachenko, what we saw was he's just maxed out at 135. There were points I was noticing that Lopez just looks so much bigger than him, and he's only 23, so he's still growing. He may end up at 147. Loma is maxed out at 135, but that's no excuse because he's dominated the division, being that he was the man. He just stepped into the ring with someone that wasn't intimidated by him, that has a high boxing IQ as well, the speed and the power to deal with Lomachenko. Excellent fight, man. Hats off to Teo Lopez. What do you guys think about the fight? Did you think the scores were pretty accurate? Now, honestly, that one score, 119, what was it, 119, 109, that was ridiculous. I could see 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4. I feel like it was 7 rounds to 5. Even though there was a few rounds, I think it was like the 10th, where you could have gave it to Lopez because he was answering back. I think Lomachenko clearly won the first half of that round, and then Lopez came in during the last half of that 10th round, and he stepped it up. But you could get that round to Lomachenko or Lopez. So I can see 116, 112, 115, 113, but it definitely wasn't 11 rounds to 1. That was just ridiculous. Hats off. The right man won last night. It wasn't a robbery. In my opinion, it wasn't a split decision. It was a clear victory. Clear unanimous decision. Teo Lopez. The sky's the limit. But let me know what you guys think about the fight. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was boring? Did you think it was action-packed? I thought it was a high-speed chess match. I really enjoyed it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, share, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the BroHammer signing out.
Negro, déjame.